Hi, welcome to the Adama Clay Studios of Bethel Horizons. I'm Jennifer Malley, the director here, and this is another short project demo video that I'm offering during the month of June. So today we are going to make biscotti with dried fruit in it, and we will post the recipe for the biscottis on our website. I will also give you the recipe as we make the biscotti today. So what we want to start out with is dried fruit. And I chose to use a dried cherry. So you put a cup of the dried fruit of your choice in a bowl, and you're going to want to add 3 tablespoons of fruit juice of your liking. I added 3 tablespoons of cranberry juice to my dried cherries. And then you want to microwave it for about a minute, 2 minutes, depending on the power of your microwave, and then let it sit for a while and let it absorb some of those juices so that you have a soft fruit mixture to start with. And while that is sitting, what you're going to want to do is preheat your oven to 325 and find a rather large pan, and you're going to want to spray it. Either butter it or non-sticks, put some oil on it so it will not stick. So now we're going to make the dough for the biscotti, and we're going to start out putting some, this is 4 tablespoons, and you're going to want to start it with cold butter. And so that your biscotti is a little bit fluffy like a pie crust, you're going to want to break this into bits in the pan. And I just use my fingers to break this into chunks in the pan, like this. So you're not going to want to whip it like you would a cookie dough recipe. So we're going to break that up. And after you add your 4 teaspoons of chilled butter, then you are going to take and mix, this is 1 cup of sugar, and I'm going to put that in here. Okay, there's our 1 cup of sugar. And I'm going to just use the egg whites of 2 eggs, not the yolks, just the egg whites. I'm going to set the egg yolks aside. Okay. I'm going to add those in, okay? And then I'm going to mix this together. I don't want to totally cream it. I just want to get it generally mixed together. And then the next thing that I add to this is 2 cups of just white plain flour. Let's see if I can get this in into the... Okay. There's my 2 cups of flour. And then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I have a 1/2 teaspoon here, so I'm just going to fill it halfway up and estimate that that's about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay. Now I'm going to re-mix this completely together. is a crumbly mixture. It's not a cream together mixture. It's just kind of crumbly. And to that, we're going to add the juice and our cherries or dried fruit of your choice. We're going to put that in, and that is going to moisten up the dough quite a bit. Let's see if I can get a little bit more of that out of here. All right. Turn that on just gently and mix that together. And then I'm going to take this away from the mixer, and I'm going to hand mix the nuts into it. Now, the recipe calls for 1/2 cup of nuts. You can either roast the nuts before or put the raw nuts in it. It says you can use hazelnuts. I used walnuts today. I've used walnuts before and I really like the flavor of it. So I'm going to dump the walnuts in, and I'm just going to give it a quick mix. Okay. I felt that the mixture was just a tad on the dry side with just 3 tablespoons of fruit juice in it. So I added about another tablespoon to just moisten it up a little bit. So from here, this is what the dough looks like. And what I'm going to do now is form this dough into 3 logs, 3 long logs to form the biscotti. So let me get this all in together into a ball. And you want it to be moist enough where it actually forms a complete ball like this. Okay. Okay. If we divide this ball into thirds, like this, then what we can do is take a ball and we're going to roll it into a log. And if you can get the log to be about 12 inches long, 10 to 12 inches long, and about 1.5 inches wide, you're pretty golden. So why don't we break here? I took the dough, I divided it up into thirds, and I put them into 3 logs. So the logs are between 10 and 12 inches long. You want to shoot for about 1.5 inches. They're about 1/2 inch to 1 inch thick, and you want to have some space remaining between them when you cook, because they will rise just a little bit. Well, the reason that the dough is so dark is because I used a dark fruit juice. I used a cranberry juice. If you use an apple juice or an orange juice, you won't have this red color. I am going to put this, I have preheated the oven to 325. I'm going to cook these for about 30 minutes or until they're just a little bit toasty brown in the oven. And then I'm going to return with them and we're going to cut them up, and they actually get baked twice to get a nice crispy biscotti. So we're going to put this in for its first bake at 325, and when I return you'll see what they look like. Hi. I put the biscotti into a 325 degree oven I put it in for 35 minutes, and they're cool right now. And we are now going to take each of these logs and we're going to slice them into the traditional shape that you see biscotti in. So it's on a diagonal here. Sometimes you gotta give it a this. So they're about a half an inch, 3/4 of an inch thick. And as we I'll cut each log into these diagonals, and then when they're done being cut, I'm going to place them back on the pan in an upright position like this with space between them. So I will finish cutting these and space them all out on the pan, and I have turned the oven down to 275 degrees. So they've already been baked once. Then I'll cut them, and then I'm going to be putting them back in the oven for another 15 to 20 minutes at 275 degrees. And basically what it's doing is toasting them, so they give you that crunch that biscotti has. Here's a bowl of the biscotti after they're done with the second bake in the oven, and as you can see, they've got a little bit of a crunch to them like this. So that is how we're going to finish making biscotti. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and please visit us at our website at AutomaArtStudio.org, and I will be posting this recipe and this video on the website. Thank you.